So because I lost the subscriber bet and I have to wear Ruby for the finale, you're getting the bees. What's funny to me is after this I'm going to Barnes & Noble, so I feel like Blake would be proud of me. Greetings fellow humans, human fellas, my name is RWBY and welcome back to another RWBY reaction video. Last week, oh boy, we are just not gonna talk about that again. How's that? We're just gonna avoid that issue. So this week, I'm kind of sad because this is a shorter episode. It's only 15 minutes, which subtracting the intro and the ending, that's gonna be about 12 minutes of actual episode. I mean, I know RWBY's a shorter show episode-wise, but I wish it was longer, but oh well. Also have not heard very much from the RWBY on Twitter this week, which scares me a little, but I have heard there is no content warning this week, so I'm hopeful that I'll be okay. I have the same preparations that I did last week, just in case. I'm safe, I'm good. I have to have preparations to watch RWBY now. This is weird. And as promised, because you guys met the 100 subscriber goal, RWBY's coming next week. I am excited to see how RWBY's story plays out after she decided to ascend. I know it's going to be a difficult story to watch because, good lord, I relate to her. There are several things that I want to see. There are a few things that I don't want to see. One thing that I just don't want to see, and this is just a personal thing, I don't want her to get a redesign just yet because I have a convention in a month and I already haven't finished one of my costumes, and RWBY's my other costume for this convention. If she gets a redesign less than a month before this convention, I might cry. So, RWBY, please don't redesign my girl just yet. Give me a little bit more time with this version. I say give me more time. I've literally had her since Volume 7. The gloves are literally falling apart. She's ready to die, but I won't let her. I do plan on making Crescent Rose soon, so I can actually have the weapon. And also, I am planning on making Blake, because I want to do all of Team RWBY eventually, and Blake is my first choice on who to do next, so after my current two projects, we're gonna be getting Miss Blake Belladonna and RWBY with Crescent Rose. With how fast things are growing, I'm not gonna be doing this, like, thank you for blank subscribers every video anymore, but I do just want to say thank you for all the new people who have joined in the past week and who might be joining in the near future. You guys really mean a lot to me. I actually found out yesterday that Eddie, the head writer of RWBY, watches my videos. So hi, Eddie. You see me cry. It is so weird that the RWBY knows who I am now. Like, I look up to these people and they're just like, hi, we know you. What? I think I've stalled long enough. So, without further ado, I bring the RWBY Volume 9, Episode 9, A Tale Involving a Tree. You know, they changed the ending of Jean in the intro. I wonder why they didn't change the beginning. Sinking down into depths of nowhere, I am undone. Clasping tight on some memories, I know they'll be overrun.
slip with balance, but balance is blind. The chances are tied in a fairy tale she'll find inside a movie. I'm ready, but who will I find inside? I gotta let go, but could I lose my mind? The world's
It is weird. We haven't seen Alex, like, physically as a character yet. And it's episode 9. Like, not even, like, a full flashback. It's weird.
A door opened for Alex at the tree. Before she went back home, the girl had a great many questions to ponder.
It's the trailer. The trailer
After
voice.
all the lessons she'd learned, and the friends she'd made and lost. Come. Would she still be the same Alex when she went back home? The leaves of the tree rustled, and on the wind, Alex heard one.
Yeah,
lone
Baby Yang
question.
and Ruby. Summer Rose!
What are you?
Ruby.
I don't understand. Alex, the pleasers, now Ruby. What does this place want? I don't understand.
Sometimes hard to understand.
What did I do wrong?
We can figure this out. There's got to be a way to get to the tree.
Hello there.
Hello?
You appear upset. Would you be so kind as to tell me how I can help?
Oh my god!
Perhaps you are hungry?
They ascended! They're
No,
okay!
It's okay.
If I can get you anything else, please don't hesitate to ask. That's what I'm here for.
What? What are you?
We are the Genial Gems, and we have arrived here to clean up this beautiful land and create something wonderful and pleasing.
They're okay. I think this is the first time this has made me happy cry. I'm really happy to see that the paper pleasers are okay. Or the Genial Gems now.
This is them, isn't it? They're back. It's just like they said. They came back from the tree better.
No flood or fire will ever hurt them again.
By trying so hard to save them, I stopped them from becoming what they needed to be. I was being selfish because I wanted the rush of rescuing someone. And I got that here.
I think you're asking too much of yourself. We've been telling ourselves that failing means we're no good. But I can guarantee even the best huntsman in history, they've all lost.
They have.
But they were still incredibly brave. And good.
I kind of needed to hear that myself. Oh.
Maybe that cat was right. Maybe I just needed to accept it. It's not a place you go.
They made it!
What?
They made it.
It's a place you know.
Oh, this music. It's so beautiful. Where's Herbalist?
Ruby?
Ruby. Oh, sweet baby girl. Little gang, what are you doing, honey?
We have to get her out!
I think I get it. This is how we got here, or why the tree brought us here. Acceptance.
We've done everything we can. Now it's up to Ruby. Whatever happens next, we have to welcome that.
But what if she isn't Ruby anymore when she comes back out?
Herbalist. Hello? Hi! He got legs!
Maybe that's not for us to decide.
Oh, Rubes, please. Oh, honey. Hi. Okay, sweetheart. It's the blacksmith. Or the craftsman. I forgot their name.
I didn't expect you here just yet.
I wasn't expecting to be here. Are you the tree?
You could say that. But that is a simplistic understanding of the tree and what it does.
What's going to happen to me? Am I gonna die?
The only thing that can happen to you here is what you want to happen. The choice of what you become and where you end up is yours to make.
So can she choose to go back?
You don't know what you want, do you?
She doesn't. Oh, honey.
What's that?
Where's Little? Hello? Is that the way out?
Is that?
Our way home.
Oh my god. Oh, hi, Neo! Oh, it's not letting them out!
Oh, good! You made
And
it!
the fan artists go wild.
I guess your little plan to get out of here isn't working?
You've always been the worst of the bunch.
Oh!
So Neo can't go through the door.
No. She has no attachments to your world. Nothing to return to.
You have
She
to have
has
attachment.
failed me, just like Alex did.
What?
Like Alex?
The cowardly, wretched girl whose story you've been foolishly following all along. The same girl that I followed too. Because she promised me she would bring me back to Remnant with her. When in truth, she had no intention of taking me. No, after talking to the tree, she had a sudden crisis of conscience. Decided she wanted to fix everything she'd broken in the ever after, including poor Jean. And so Louis went. And at the
Louis
very
left?
last moment, Alex didn't.
The cat killed Alex? Are you kidding me? So Louis
What
wrote the
anyone
story.
would do with a broken, useless thing.
He's based on the author of Alice in Wonderland. That.
You didn't.
Dang it! I called that!
Monster!
Oh, the cat should not be having Neo powers.
She's still here. Yes!
No!
All my work! It's not lost! Deep down. She wants nothing more than to return to Remnant and play hero. I just need to cut her out.
No.
She will take me there.
No.
No. Whatever happens to Ruby is up to her. Not you or anyone else.
Then I'll put
Thank you, Yang.
in the ground.
Oh god, the finale fights against Neo Cat person.
What
Oh
are these
god.
lights?
The souls that are moving on to whatever they become next.
Do they choose what their next life will be like?
Crosson and
Such
Summer
concern
sound
for
like the
souls they
same
don't
person, voice-wise.
Or is it for yourself?
There's no way we're letting you get to Ruby!
But don't you see? What comes out of that tree might not even be
Oh!
your
Hate
sister
it!
any
Hate
longer.
that! No!
I wanted to be the hero, like the stories that my mom read to me. I just wanted to do the right thing, but every step of the way, it's like there is no right thing. I've tried so hard.
Sometimes there's no right answer, Rubes.
I may have just done more harm than good. I don't understand who I need to be. Because who I am right now, she's not cutting it.
What if you could be anyone?
She's seeing the weapon.
This whole time, I thought Alex made it back home and lied about everything that happened here. But you were the one who killed, who lied!
You were never a brave knight either. Just more fairy tale nonsense.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Screw you! No! What? Oh my god! Oops.
Who did this belong to?
It's not about who did, but who could. Can you feel the woman who might hold it? The weight of who she is. She could be you. You could put any one of them on and leave Ruby Rose.
Roses!
It's all so heavy. It's the only thing I can feel anymore. And it never, ever goes away. The feeling of not being enough.
And how would you measure enough?
Summer.
Before she went back home,
Mom.
the girl had a great many questions to ponder. What are you?
No! Oh my god. Hi, Casey. Okay, the blacksmith and Summer don't have the same voice. Also, Summer is beautiful! Wow, that, that last scene had some things I kind of needed to hear in it. I'm I'm okay. I'm okay. That was beautiful. That was... I knew we were probably gonna be seeing Ruby's thought process, and she finally got to talk. She finally got to let out some of her emotions. Why has this volume become my therapist? Good lord! It was a beautiful episode about acceptance. Not just for Ruby, but for all of them. Dang, man. Ruby went existential on me. Good lord! Who wrote this one? Who wrote this one? Who did this? Who wrote this? Eddie and Kiersey. Y'all making me feel things. Eddie, I know you watched this. You made me feel things, my dude. This entire volume has been kind of about guilt and the characters wishing to redeem themselves after what's happened at Beacon and since Beacon, and this episode was kind of one on accepting that you are never going to always make the right choices. There will never be a time where you make the perfect choice all the time. There will never... If everybody made perfect decisions all the time, the world wouldn't be as screwed up as it is. And that's the beautiful thing about the world, that it's not perfect. The world will always be flawed. The world will always have things that need fixing, and that's the point of people. That's the point of us being here. We're here to do our best to make the world a good place. Sometimes we mess up. Sometimes we mess up big time. War, hunger, all those things, they are still around because we as humans mess up. But we're working on fixing it. That's what humans are for. That's what humanity is about. Humanity isn't about perfection. Humanity is about learning and growing and acceptance. We saw that with mainly 3 characters throughout this episode. Jean, Yang, and Ruby. Jean seeing the paper pleasers. That scene was just so beautiful because it just showed that they are okay. And what they wanted to ascend, they wanted to become what they needed to be, and they've got to, and it's beautiful. Change can be beautiful. Change can be beautiful, and sometimes when people change, it's terrifying, but at the same time, it's beautiful. I'm not a person who likes change. Good Lord, I hate change. I'm terrified whenever I have to make a big change in my life, but I know I have to do it because if I never change, if I never grow, then I will be stuck. And the paper pleasers were stuck. They were trapped in a cycle because the world around them and the people around them wouldn't let them change. But when they had the chance to change, it was beautiful. They were stronger. Change can be scary, but it can be beautiful. We saw with Team RWBY, the other 3 girls, it seems like they didn't have much of a reaction to RWBY ascending, but they know what ascension is. They know RWBY isn't dead. But we saw that Yang Yang did break down a little bit. She tried breaking apart or ripping off all the leaves on RWBY to try to get to her, to try to get her out, but that's just... And Blake stopped her. John and Blake and Rice stopped her because this needs to be RWBY's choice. RWBY needs to choose how she wants to change. And when somebody makes a choice to change themselves, you can't stop them. You have to let it happen. If they change for the better, they'll be a different person, but it'll be for the better. If a person is changing for the worse, absolutely step in. But if a person is at the point where they know they need to change, they know they're in a dark spot, they know that they need to take steps to get better, you can't go in and stop them. You have to let them make that change, even if they become a different person in the end. RWBY especially has been she learned a lot about acceptance this episode, because she's having to accept that she can't be the perfect huntress, because there's no such thing as the perfect huntress. And yeah, her plan didn't work at Atlas. Her plan fell through, and that absolutely sucks, and absolutely people are going to blame her for that. But at the same time, nobody is ever perfect. If you were put in a high-pressure situation like that, you wouldn't make the perfect decision. RWBY has survived some of the worst things that a person can survive. She's been through the world. Literally, at this point, she has watched terrible, terrible things happen. And she's survived. But she's not let herself just live. She's never, ever since Beacon fell, RWBY's always just lived. RWBY's always survived for other people. She's never lived for herself. I said last week that there's a difference between wanting to die and wanting to disappear, and that absolutely fits in with RWBY, because she said at the beginning of the scene that she asked, am I going to die? And she looked terrified at the prospect of it. She doesn't want to die. She just wants for the Ruby Rose that she is to not be there anymore. She wants to be somebody else that is better. The things that she said and the blacksmith said in that scene were things that I really needed to hear. Nobody is perfect. People fail. I fail all the time. And that weight does weigh down on you, and it never does go away. The weight of your failures will always stick with you. But it's important not to let that weight control you. It's important not to let that weight determine the way you live. RWBY wants to live. She just wants to be a different version of herself because she feels that she's let too many people down. RWBY's never given herself the chance to process everything that's happened, because ever since Beacon, it has been go to Haven, protect Haven, go to Atlas, protect Atlas, fight against Ironwood. Atlas is falling, figure out what to do there. Oh god, we're in the Ever After now. We need to get out of the Ever After. We need to figure all this out. And this episode was the first chance I think RWBY has ever had to process. She's never given herself that chance. The past 2 years of her life have been entirely about defeating Cinder, defeating Salem, protecting the relics, finding the maidens, protecting the kingdoms. And this is a 17-year-old girl who has been forced into fighting a war that she didn't sign up for. And she has forced herself into not letting herself process it because she feels that she needs to always be the hero. She always needs to be there for others instead of letting herself process these things. Jean's sort of similar in that way. He said, all I wanted was to be the hero, and that's why I refused to let the paper pleasers die. I refused to let the paper pleasers ascend. I refused to do any of that because it felt good to finally be the hero. All Jean wanted was to be the hero, and he got the chance to do that in the Ever After. RWBY was forced into that hero role, and she wanted to be the hero originally, but as time went on, she realized, I don't want to be the figure of this war. But she doesn't have a choice in that matter at this point. I've seen a lot of people theorizing that RWBY's gonna basically become Summer, use Summer's weapon, but I don't think that. Because RWBY, for the past 9 volumes, has been trying to become Summer. And I feel the point of this is to show that she needs to stop trying to be Summer Rose and she needs to be Ruby Rose. We've seen throughout the show that people often compare RWBY to Summer. Crow would say, you're special the way your mom was. That's the only one I could think of, but a lot of people have compared her to Summer. Yang in Volume 8 said, you're my hero like she was. RWBY has often been compared to Summer, and I feel like that drove her more in the direction of trying to become Summer. Because all she's heard is about how perfect of a huntress Summer was. And she felt that if she didn't basically become Summer, then she failed. Speaking of Summer, that design! Oh my god, she is gorgeous! I have another cosplay on. Shockingly, this is not the first time I will have cosplayed a mother and her daughter. Dang it, I have way too many cosplans. I'm looking at Summer's design, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And I need it now. I need to make it. Why do I have so many plans? I'm not kidding when I say I currently am working on one costume, patterning another. I have Blake is after that. Now I'm going to be adding Summer. If RWBY gets a redesign, RWBY's going to be bumped up to the front. Ugh. Why do you keep hitting me with such good designs? Can I just say though, Ty upgraded from Raven. Like, Summer pretty. Why are all the moms pretty? I'm not attracted to them. I'm just saying they pretty. Summer Rose also shares the voice with the mysterious narrator. That was a very popular fan theory. I was in on that fan theory. I knew that Summer would probably show up this season, but I did not expect, I thought she'd show up in the finale. But now I'm thinking, because RWBY reached for the weapon, we're probably gonna see RWBY and Summer talk to each other, and my heart hurts! I haven't even talked about the other aspects of this episode yet. I haven't even talked about Neo. Oh my lord. I don't think Neo's going back to Remnant. The reason for that is the cat was unable to leave in Neo's body because Neo doesn't have any more attachment to Remnant. Neo's only attachments to Remnant was Roman, who died, and RWBY, who's ascended and is also in the Ever After with her, so she kind of doesn't really have any reason to go back. That is odd to me, though, that to get back to Remnant, you have to have attachments to Remnant. That, I didn't know that was a thing. I am very, very happy that, I don't know, we got more backstory. I'm sad what the backstory was. Poor Alex. Good lord. Alex was absolutely manipulated by the cat to poison John and to do all of those other things. I feel like the cat was just doing its best to try to get Alex to break down so that the cat could take over Alex's body. Because the thing is, the cat doesn't really have any attachments to Remnant as a whole. Yes, it's looking for its creators, but it doesn't have any emotional attachment. I don't remember what episode, but I remember saying I had a theory that Lewis was the one who made it out. I was right, because Lewis Carroll is the author of the Alice in Wonderland books. I win because of book nerdiness! Alex dying at the hands of the cat, though, was not something I expected. I expected for Alex to possibly ascend. There's definitely the theory still that Alex is the blacksmith. And it would make sense, because Alex, when Alex was ready to leave for Remnant, she said, I want to go back and fix things. And the whole point of the blacksmith is to fix what has ascended, so they're ready to go back. So I wouldn't be surprised if Alex was the blacksmith. I am also terrified about the cat having the powers of Neo, because they know what trauma they have all gone through, and they will use it against them. And we saw them do it with John. Turning into Penny, having Pyrrha appear. Literally the two people that Jean could not save. And that is just so heartbreaking to me. He had to see the person that he couldn't save, and both of the people he couldn't save, and also the person that he killed. Also, Jean at the end falling off of the tree. I was wondering what the fire in the intro behind Jean meant in, I wondered how that was going to come into play. I think I see why, because he got fireballed in the chest and knocked off the tree. I knew that Neo was probably going to be the final boss, but I did not expect for it to be cat-possessed Neo. I mean, good lord, that was not what I expected. That was not on my Volume 9 bingo card. I don't have a Volume 9 bingo card. I do have a Volume 9 bingo card. Hold on.
12 seconds later.
I got bingo in episode 4. I completely forgot this bingo card existed. I made it in January after the trailer dropped, and then I just never looked at it again. I got a few things wrong. I got Bumblebee right. This was just a beautiful episode. And I'm willing to bet people are going to hate on it because it was so short, but sometimes you don't need to drag things out to say something beautiful. This episode, I mean, it absolutely, for me, it told me things I needed to hear. Good lord, it absolutely told me some things I needed to hear. Everybody fails. Nobody's perfect. No, if there is a perfect person in the world, I would like to meet them and ask them how. There's no such thing as perfection, and it's hard to accept that sometimes. I feel like it's just a beautiful thing when people are able to accept their imperfections and move forward, because once you are able to accept the world around you, the world can become a much more beautiful place. I'm still just in absolute awe over all of it, in all honesty. RWBY's scene, it's sticking with me. And I don't think I'm going to be able to go back and watch episode 8 anytime soon. That's just, I know that. I know about myself. I know when I have to not go back to something, but this is an episode I want to rewatch purely because it said some things I really needed to hear, and good Lord. I've said it so many times that this season has helped me mentally, and by God, it has. At this point, it feels like I've changed with this season. Because, like, at the beginning of this season, I was just like, oh my God, Ruby's back! And now here I am, seeing myself in this story and realizing that there are parts of myself that I needed to see and things that I needed to hear, and this show has done that for me. I can't thank the RWBY enough, in all honesty, for this season. It's just, it's beautiful. God dang. This is just, it's a lot for me. I'm a little mentally overwhelmed right now. It's a good overwhelmed, but it's still overwhelming. I think this is the first time that I've really happy cried watching this volume since the bees. Besides the bees, I haven't really fully just happy cried. And this isn't like a full happy cry, this is just, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming seeing and hearing things that you need to hear. This is a beautiful, beautiful episode. I genuinely can't thank just the whole crew enough for this entire volume. Oh man. Can we greenlight volume 10, please? Pretty please. I will give you anything. Just greenlight volume 10, man. I need to see this story continue. I plan on making a video eventually about my story and how this volume did connect to it. I'm still not ready to yet. I don't know when I'll be ready. Honestly. I know it's not gonna be, like, in the near future. It'll be eventually. Mental health sucks. Mental health can suck, is what I should say. And the world can suck, but if there was no bad in the world, there would be no good. There has to be bad things that happen in order for the good to mean something. Nobody's perfect. Because if you were, the world would be pretty freaking boring. When did my channel become a mental health channel? The past few episodes have literally just been me talking about mental health. I don't even know my own mental health. I should not be an internet therapist. I came here to watch cartoons and act like a doofus. I'm still a doofus. I'll always be a doofus. I'm a doofus. I'm a doofus and I'm proud. The RWBY writers, they did a great job researching mental health for this volume. They did really well with representing it, so I applaud them for that because I've seen so many shows do it wrong. I've seen so many shows treat mental illness and depression and PTSD as like something that, oh, it's a terrible thing, it has to be overcome, but it's not something you just overcome. It's something It's something that just is a part of you. And it's a really sucky part to have as a part of you, but that's just how it works. I mean, I am clinically depressed. That's not going away. I can work to get better. I can work to live my life with it. But that's not a diagnosis that I can just magically overcome. It's not something that I can just be like, I'm no longer depressed. No, that's not how it works. That's never how it works. And I think it's a beautiful thing that this show is showing that, yeah, depression is a part of people, and it's not a part of people that'll go away. It's just something that you don't overcome, you learn to live with it. There was a song in this episode, and we only saw a tiny bit of it in the credits, and the lyrics, we only saw a short bit of the lyrics, but it was very pretty. And Casey Williams is such a good songwriter and such a good performer. I follow them. I follow their band as well, Okay Goodnight. I'm so excited to see the full version of this soundtrack. And I'm going to record covers for this entire soundtrack. I already know it. This is probably gearing up to be my favorite soundtrack in the show. I'm a big music nerd. That's just me. I was a choir kid for pretty much my entirety of my school life, all of middle school, all of high school, part of elementary school. I was a choir kid. My mother is a music teacher. She was a music teacher before having kids. And my family just has we've always said that there has to be some level of creativity in our lives, and music is a big one. I love music. I love singing. I'm not great at instruments. I can play the ukulele and I can sort of play the piano. That's about it. But I love looking at what music... I love looking at how intricate music can be, because music can just be really beautiful. And there are songs that make me feel happy. There are songs that make me feel sad. There are some songs that I can't listen to without crying. Cold from Volume 3. I can't listen to that song because I start bawling. There's just a beauty in music. There's a beauty in art. I mean, I go to art school. I'm literally... I'm a fashion major. I want to make costumes for a living because... And I'm not kidding when I say this, RWBY inspired me to want to be a costume designer. I started cosplay because of RWBY. And cosplay led me to realizing that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Basically, this show is the reason I'm around. This show is the reason I'm doing what I do. So when the show ends, I'm scared. I guess to end it off, I can't thank RWBY enough for this episode. It was a beautiful episode. It means a lot to me. It told me things I needed to hear. It showed mental health in a really good way. It showed acceptance in a really good way. So, thank you guys for making a show that I love so much and so many other people love so much, and for kind of just kicking me in the butt, telling me what I needed to hear these past few episodes, because it really means a lot to me. And thank you for creating a show that, if it weren't for it, I wouldn't be where I am today. So, with that being said, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all are having an amazing day wherever you are in the world. Please be sure to take care of yourselves both physically and mentally. I love you all. See you later. How on earth am I gonna survive this finale? Woo!